Right now, it's happiness in the sense like if we accumulate merit, positive karmas, out of, for example, the love and the kindness that we have, and we engage in that as well. It's not that we always engage in negative karmas all the time. It's kind of a mixture of both that we engage in. Sometimes we accumulate virtuous actions and sometimes non-virtuous actions. It depends what kind of thought arises in you. Like, for example, if I develop anger, naturally I accumulate non-virtuous actions because the nature of my mind is anger. And if I develop compassion or love, caring, and noble thoughts like helping others, naturally I engage in a very beneficial and a noble activity, and that is called positive karma. So therefore, I think most of you are familiar that in Buddhism, karma is very important, and everyone speaks about karma, and that is the very basic practice of Buddhism, actually, because we believe that our experience in our life, and our life is manifestation of, or it is produced by our karma. Almost 70 or 60% of our life is the result of our karma, and there are many things that happens also because of the conditions, the temporary conditions. So anyway, if we trace back, it comes all the way back to ignorance and self-clinging. So now reaching of enlightenment here is giving, because reaching of enlightenment is the complete freedom from suffering and from samsara. So that means we have to give up all the negative emotions, and the root of that is ignorance. So that is now the, let's say, aim, and that is the path. And so therefore, in order to get rid of this negative emotion and clinging and karma, then there are many different kinds of methods presented in Buddha's teaching. And of course, the main of, the one of the most profound is meditation. Through meditation, of course, we realize the true nature of the mind. We are able to get rid of negative emotions. We are able to subdue them. There are two different kinds of meditation. Like some meditation helps us to calm down our mind, our concepts, and then some meditation helps to get rid of these negative emotions from the root. So there are differences. Naturally, in the very beginning, in the initial stage, we practice or we meditate on the meditation that actually brings peace to your mind, that calms down our ordinary concepts and negative emotions, and that generally is named as called shamatha meditation. I think maybe you're familiar with that. It's called shamatha meditation. Calm abiding, the meditation of calm abiding. So this meditation is very good for a beginner, because it is not quite possible for us in the very beginning to recognize our mind, unless we reduce these concepts and negative emotions in us. So this meditation of shamatha meditation helps us to calm down our mind, helps to reduce the concepts. So when the mind becomes very calm, then it becomes much easier to have the glimpse of our Buddha nature mind, or we can say Buddha Dharmakaya. In the Buddha's teaching, it says that there are glimpses of true nature of the mind, true nature of the mind. But because our mind is very busy and it is always obscured by the concepts, we are not able to recognize that nature of the mind. So therefore, when mind becomes very calm, then naturally we are more relaxed, and therefore we are more focused. And then when there is a glimpse of the nature of the mind, we are able to recognize that. It's only recognizing, not really developing. So this is what generally is emphasized. And then another kind, briefly, I just wanted to explain briefly both meditation. The other kind of meditation is called vipassana. You know, this term called vipassana is used in, I think, in many different ways. Right now, I'm referring to the realization of emptiness, because sometimes vipassana is also referred to shamatha, some kind of shamatha meditation as well. So it depends how the teacher usually describes that. But in our teachings, when we speak of shamatha meditation in Tibetan Buddhism, it actually, vipassana, then it means the insight meditation, which refers to the, emptiness. So emptiness naturally is the one that removes the clinging and all the negative emotion from the root. That is because it means, emptiness here means, becoming free from ignorance and attachment. Once when our true nature of the mind becomes free from that, that is termed as called realization of emptiness. It does not mean that we see something empty up there. It is not in that sense. Sometimes people think emptiness means you meditate, and at some point of time you realize something very voidness or nothingness, and some kind of very blank, and nothing happens. I think that kind of idea is there because of the word called emptiness, but that's not really right. When we speak of emptiness, we are referring to the true nature of the mind. And as we all understand, mind has the nature of awareness, isn't it? For example, right now our mind has the clarity in it, it has the awareness in it. Naturally, our true nature of the mind has the clarity. It is embodiment of compassion, love, clarity. So therefore, we have a term called wisdom. We use the word wisdom to differentiate the ordinary mind and the wisdom of the Buddhas. Right now, as I said, every sentient being, not only human being, is endowed with Buddha nature, the quality of the Buddha. So therefore, naturally, we have compassion and love and wisdom in us. But these wisdoms and compassion in us is right now, their ability is subdued by our negative, by the negative emotions and clinging. So therefore, it has not yet manifested completely. So when we go through the path, when it manifests itself, then it actually removes all of this negative emotion, and you recognize the mind. So therefore, yes, vipassana, when we speak of emptiness, it means emptiness here means the becoming free from attachment, or becoming free from all these negative emotions and everything. We say becoming free from 4 extremes. These 4 extremes are 4 different kinds of clinging. So naturally, we can see it through the clinging. So recognition of the true nature of the mind. But as far as this meditation of vipassana, the emptiness is concerned, it's not, it is something that cannot be done in the very beginning, because one has to have the very proper instructions and some level of understanding about what emptiness really means and what it is, it is. And there are many different kinds of books that actually explains about the emptiness. So it starts with intellectual understanding, and then intellectual understanding is developed into the realization. So therefore, it takes time, and according to one's ability and everything, it takes time to realize. So therefore, it is not that you can't say, oh, I'm going to sit and meditate into emptiness. This really will, you can't really do that. Unless you already have realized emptiness, then naturally you can do that. But sometimes people say, okay, I'm going to sit and meditate in emptiness. That's not emptiness. It's the concept of emptiness you are meditating on. It's not, so that is not really meditation.